The power grid dies, the water pressure stops, and your very first instinct is to grab a backpack and head down to the local supermarket to stock up. In a real urban collapse, that instinct will get you killed. What actually happens to human psychology when 10 million people realize the food trucks aren't coming? Why is the third day of a blackout mathematically the most lethal? And when is it actually safe to step outside and scavenge in a dead city? Welcome to Tactical Bear, a channel where we dive into the brutal reality of survival, disaster logistics, and worst-case scenarios. If that sounds exciting to you, please consider subscribing. Now, let's look at the timeline. In an urban collapse, the immediate threat isn't starvation, it's the danger of the panic phase. If you step outside your front door to scavenge during the first few days of a grid-down scenario, you are committing statistical suicide. People think cities have massive warehouses of food. They don't. Modern civilization runs on just-in-time logistics. A standard grocery store only holds about 3 days' worth of inventory on its shelves. When the grid dies, the supply chain evaporates. If a neighborhood of 10,000 people suddenly realizes the local store only has food for 500, the result is a hyper-violent physical contest for calories. To survive this, you have to understand the 3 phases of urban collapse. Phase 1 is denial. This is day 1. Psychologically, this is the snow day mentality. Cell phone towers are still running on backup diesel generators. People are annoyed, anxious, but they are still following social norms. During Phase 1, you do absolutely nothing. You store as much water as possible, you lock your doors, and you stay inside. A lot of people ask, if people aren't desperate yet, isn't day 1 the perfect time to make a supply run? No, for 2 reasons. First, millions of people are having the exact same idea at the exact same time. The streets are gridlocked, the grocery stores are packed shoulder to shoulder with anxious people hoarding the last cases of bottled water. You are trapping yourself in a crowd that is one spark away from a stampede. Second, the rule of law is still active. Police are still patrolling and store owners are actively guarding their property. During Phase 1, your neighbors are awake, looking out their windows and watching the street. If they see you hauling heavy duffel bags of supplies into your house on day 1, you have just showed them your hand. When day 3 hits and they run out of water, they know exactly which door to kick in. Phase 2 is the Fatality Spike. This is days 2 through 5. The backup generators die, phones go dark, and the water taps run dry. Denial violently shifts into panic. This is when the desperate, completely unprepared populations flood the streets. Looting of supermarkets, pharmacies, and gas stations peaks. Violence goes exponential because everyone is fighting over the exact same visible resources. This is exactly when the amateur prepper makes a fatal mistake. They get restless, they grab their gear, and they decide to go out and scavenge. They walk right into a meat grinder driven by pure amygdala-induced panic. Within 48 hours, the social contract starts dissolving. You aren't dealing with your friendly neighbors anymore. You are dealing with apex predators operating purely on survival instinct. Normalcy bias completely shatters. If you walk into that environment wearing tactical gear and a heavy backpack, you don't look like a survivor, you look like a supply drop. You become the #1 target for every desperate person around. Walking into a riot on day 3 for a box of protein bars isn't survival, it's panic. The human body can go close to 3 weeks without food. You'd be trading a high chance of fatal injury for calories your body doesn't even need yet. The best course of action is caloric fasting. You embrace the hunger pangs, you sit in the dark, and you let the city tear itself apart outside your window. By day 2 of caloric fasting, your blood sugar levels drop. You might experience severe headaches, irritability, and muscle tremors. This is your body burning through its last glycogen reserves. By day 3, you enter ketosis. Your metabolism shifts to burn stored body fat. The intense hunger pangs will actually subside, but they are replaced by a deep, heavy lethargy. Your cognitive processing speed will drop. Your reaction times will slow. To execute this strategy, you need water. You can fast from food for 3 weeks, but you will die of dehydration in 3 days. If you don't have water stored in your apartment on day 1, you cannot execute this strategy. You will be forced outside, and you will become the desperate mob on day 3.
The entire purpose of storing water in your home right now is to buy yourself the time to stay off the streets. If you have the water to wait it out, you will eventually reach Phase 3, the Ghost City. By day 7, the initial wave of violence burns itself out. The unprepared are either dead, severely injured, or completely incapacitated by dehydration. The streets actually become quieter. This is when you scavenge. But you don't go to the grocery store. By day 7, the supermarkets are burnt out. You don't raid the local vet for medical supplies, no matter what the survival blogs tell you. Vet clinics are heavily targeted by crime groups and addicts because they hold ketamine, fentanyl, and other regulated narcotics. Instead, you target the secondary nodes. You hit dentist offices. They have basic gauze, sterilization equipment, and antibiotics, but they don't carry stockpiles of heavy narcotics that attract the cartels. You hit corporate office parks. Starving mobs smash into grocery stores. They don't usually think to break into an accounting firm on the 4th floor. Those offices are full of vending machines packed with high-calorie snacks. You hit auto body shops. They have heavy-duty protective gear, tools, and massive commercial hot water heaters. A standard commercial water heater holds 50 to 100 gallons of perfectly clean, ignored drinking water. You simply drain it from the bottom valve and run it through a t-shirt or basic filter to catch the mineral sediment. But knowing where to look is only half the battle. You have to know how to get in. You need breaching tools, bolt cutters for chain loading docks, a heavy pry bar, and a glass breaker for reinforced corporate windows. For scavenging, you use a heavy-duty backpack with quick-release shoulder buckles. It keeps your mass centered, your hands empty, and can be ditched instantly if you need to sprint. You do not move during the day. You move between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Human biology is tied to the circadian rhythm. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., the human body hits its deepest cycle of REM sleep. The streets will be at their emptiest during these hours. You don't engage with anyone you see. Every step has to be deliberate. In a dead city, there's no background noise, no traffic, no hum of electricity. The crunch of broken glass carries for blocks. You move through it like a ghost, silent and unseen. Survival is ultimately about impulse control. The person who rushes out to be a hero on day 2 almost always dies. The person who sits in the dark, drinks their stored water, and waits out the storm survives. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Also, check out our video on the safest building in a dead city to know exactly where to hide during those first 72 hours. Tactical Bear out.